6:18 now. One of the fears on the heels of the flooded Red River is a summer full of mosquitoes and possible cases of West Nile. Now, so far this year, we've been lucky. We haven't had any cases of West Nile reported here in the Arklatex. One case in Texas was reported, but that was down near Houston. A year ago, a Shreveport woman nearly lost her life to this deadly disease, and the past year has been the toughest challenge of her life.
9 to 5 each day. She's an advocate for many with disabilities all across Louisiana and Texas. But after a simple mosquito bite, the tables turned. KSLA News 12's Doug Warner has her incredible comeback story.
After an evening in heels and a formal, and running the show at the annual fundraiser for Evergreen Life Services in Dallas a few weeks ago.
It's just been a journey.
For Debbie Oran, it's great, but also very exhausting, watching it all come together after months of planning. I had the honor of emceeing that big night in Big D.
We make big money for Evergreen.
As well as past fundraisers here in Shreveport-Bossier for Debbie and the organization that helps thousands with disabilities. So I've gotten to know her pretty well over the years.
I'm feeling great. I really am.
But a few days later, after the big event in her new office, now overlooking parts of North Dallas,
This is kind of nice.
I learned something new, something us nosy news people didn't realize until now.
Getting dressed by myself, fixing my hair in a ponytail,
Since the last time I saw her a year ago,
bring my fork all the way to my mouth,
Debbie
smile, a big smile.
had truly lost all reason to smile and the ability to do most all things you and I do
Close both eyes when I sleep.
without much thought or effort.
When I got sick, I was going and blowing. I was doing event planning. We had just finished the Celebrity Waiter event in early June.
But then a couple of weeks later, on one of her many afternoon jogs through her old neighborhood, South Highlands in Shreveport,
Went out jogging 3 miles, and the next day I was in intensive care.
and it didn't take doctors long to figure it out. West Nile encephalitis. Debbie used to live right next to and jog right past this bridge on Highland near Ockley Drive. It could have been here, just about anywhere, that simple mosquito bite.
To be that debilitated within hours, it just was hard for me to believe it.
So suddenly, Debbie, who has spent years as an advocate for so many with disabilities, found herself debilitated beyond belief.
So then I have this window of opportunity to know what it's like to be in a place of need.
Remember that list?
Drive my car, hugging my friends.
There was really little she was able to do. She could watch TV.
Woke up that first morning and I saw on the news.
We have some breaking news into the KSLA News 12 newsroom here at 5. Louisiana health officials have confirmed
6 new cases of West Nile virus. Well, they had just told me that I had West Nile. And I thought, I'm one of those cases.
A lot of times when we get people, they find themselves where they're no longer able to take care of themselves.
Debbie's rehab therapist at Shreveport's Willis-Knighton Hospital remember her well.
She has a big personality.
Lydia Ingram and Aaron Butler say the first time they saw Debbie,
I can do it like this. Debbie was more like that.
it was truly a struggle. Barely able to walk, and her brain processing was slowed tremendously. So their mission,
Trying to re-jog the brain to remember what it used to be able to do.
and during her physical and occupational therapy, Debbie documented it all with cell phone selfies.
I use selfies.
You like selfies. You remember her doing that?
We took pictures a lot. Yeah.
That was really one of the reasons that I wanted to keep some pictures, because I didn't want to forget.
Kind of a faces of recovery for that long road back. Like the day she posed for the camera after making crumb balls with a therapist, smiling from ear to ear. Or at least she thought.
When I was trying to smile, and it was just a blank stare.
It's still hard when your body won't listen to you.
But soon the task got easier. That smile became more obvious.
I told the Lord, I said, Lord, you know I love to smile. Please give me my smile back.
And that list
Raise my hands in worship.
got smaller by the day.
One of the pictures where I had my hands up over my head, my therapist was standing in front of me, and I looked at him, and I was just this total look of shock on my face, and I started crying.
Such progress, Debbie says, led by something she's reminded of every time she checks out her new North Dallas view.
Faith is a very important part of my recovery.
And now, 12 months later, nothing shall be impossible for her.
I'm so blessed to have my life back.
In Dallas, Doug Warner, KSLA News 12.
During her recovery, Debbie eventually moved in with family in Texas and continued rehab there. So she eventually rejoined Evergreen Life Services in Dallas to continue her love of working with people with disabilities. It's so nice to see her success story.
Yeah, and we all worked with Debbie in the past for the celebrity waiter events, and she's had so much joy in her.
Absolutely, and it was difficult when you're watching that piece to see her not be able to communicate, and it was so hard to watch. So it's great to see her.
Yeah, exactly. Great story, Doug. 6:20.